performance-enhancing drugs. This is about recreational drugs. They still have a code of obligation upon it for there to be a consequence if he's found guilty of it. But me, this was a surprise. I mean, this guy's had a week, isn't he? He's had that month. He took a fight that he didn't need to take. He fought it in a way that he didn't need to fight it in. He's been.
I don't agree with this, that it's passed on to UK. I believe that the boxers are licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control. And I believe that the Boxing Board of Control should be right. You now have to put, you've been tested positive. You have to put your B sample in with a certain amount of time. And after that B sample has been submitted, there will be a hearing date within a month.
That's not the case, and not even close.
It doesn't happen with the other sports. It just happens with boxing.
Now, in this case, we're not talking about a performance-enhancing drug.
It's on the banned list. End of story. You can't have, if it's on a banned list, it's a banned list.
Are you surprised by this bloody news about the failed drugs test?
Blown away by what it is, you know, recreational drugs, cocaine. You just go, how has that got in your system? He's got some explaining to do for one, and you think with what you had on the line and with what you was, you know, what was coming up for you, and the opponent you had in front of you, you just go like cocaine in your system. It's just, it's absurd. It's like.
I feel like I got a little bit away from the coach's game plan. I got caught with a punch. I got dropped. I feel like I could have got up with the
A sample and then a B sample, and they both come back positive for a banned substance. It doesn't make any sense.
This is the thing, you know, I've got to put my stall up there first. Anyone that's failed drug tests, it's not that I don't sympathise with them. Some have took the wrong supplements. I've heard of that in the past, but it's still stick liability. You still failed it. If he's taking cocaine, he deserves the ban he's going to get. But I don't think he has, and I'm not being blind or naive by this
system, man.
I don't know. Maybe someone in the dressing room's picked it up. His testing, they're only testing for a trace. It's not an amount that are testing for any trace. He could have been counting money. I'm not saying he has. I don't know. But it's very surprising to me. And,
well,
and listen, I want to ban them all, ban every drug.
Yeah, I mean, there is a difference between.
And I'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know the findings. We don't know. I haven't seen statements really. I don't know. It's come out in the social.
If it's somehow in his system from other means, I know that might sound crazy, but I guess we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, do we? I'd like to think we do. But yeah, this is wild. Honestly, this is
incredibly shocking. When any fighter fails a performance-enhancing drug test, it's, you know, it is incredibly shocking.
I'm quite surprised, to be honest. It shocked me more than if you'd have said somebody's tested positive on the show. I wouldn't even have considered him, but he has. So it's got to be dealt with. So what will happen? There'll be a hearing. UCAD will have a hearing. He'll have to present his case, put his B sample in, and it'll take its course. And they'll determine, you know, whether that, you know, the B sample would determine whether they match up, and if not, then he's got to come up with why that's in his system.
Moses Itauma just got exposed for cheating, and the boxing world is going absolutely insane. But here's what nobody's talking about. The fight itself tells a completely different story.
we had a bit of back and forth, and then I was just like, do you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? And then he obviously came in the change room and he said, obviously, you need.
Boxing pros are coming forward with shocking revelations about Itauma's failed drug test after destroying Jermaine Franklin. Even his own team admits the situation is wild and unclear. That's not exactly a denial, is it?
He's been test positive, yeah.
It's happened, man. It happens in this sport. It's not you. It's happened to me already. I'm just happy I invest in this.
Here's the kicker: nobody knew about this until after the fight ended. Adam Smith confirms the test results only surfaced later, just like every other boxing scandal we've seen. The timing makes everything look 10 times worse.
Just chuck it out there. If depending on the amount, that will depend on how long it remains in your system. So from what I can gather, if you've taken a very limited amount, very little amounts, it could stay in your system depending on the nature of the test. If it was a saliva test, if it was a urine test, if it was a hair test, it's going to stay in your system a lot longer.
Itauma's promoter is scrambling for excuses, suggesting there might be an alternative explanation for how banned substances got in his system. But listen to how uncertain he sounds. Even he's questioning if Itauma deserves the benefit of the doubt.
look, he's tough. We know who he was in with, a tough guy, never been stopped. 4 years ago, AJ couldn't stop him. Gillian, 4 years ago, couldn't stop him. He was very patient. He took some really good shots, and you could see him a couple of times loading up to throw that right hand. He boxes well. He's got a good boxing brain. He does his work, gets out, and then comes back. He's back on you. But the shots were brilliant. Those 2 shots, he knocks him out with the first one, and the second caught him with another hard shot going down, face down, and the corner is screaming that it shouldn't have been stopped.
Frank Warren is genuinely shocked and admits he never expected Itauma to be involved in something like this. When your own promoter is blindsided, you know the situation is completely out of control. The case now goes through official channels.
It's what he does when he's not punching. It's what he does when Franklin punches. Franklin feints, he throws the jab, but Moses Itauma's taking a step or two out of distance. He's bouncing out of distance and back in. It's very hard to do his heavyweight over 10 rounds to really expend that kind of energy.
But wait, it gets crazier. Itauma is pushing back hard, claiming people are trying to steal credit from his win. He's presenting it as pure skill and training. The problem? That failed test says otherwise.
I think he's got the ability to be a generational great, I really do. I haven't been this excited about a heavyweight in a long time. I mean, I grew up with Mike Tyson, and of course he just brought something thrilling to the heavyweight division. Yeah, we've had Lennox Lewis, who I think is our greatest heavyweight, obviously Tyson Fury, AJ, David Haye, and many others. But there's something about this.
Even Anthony Joshua is expressing disappointment and frustration over the whole mess. When AJ is taken aback by your controversy, you know you've crossed a serious line in the sport.
No, man, I'm appreciative. Like, I've been in camp for 14 weeks, so I prepared very diligently for him. And like, I know everybody was saying that I'm gonna knock him out, but I can't believe that. I can't believe into the hype. I can't feed into it. I trained hard. I prepared for him diligently, and I got the knockout I trained for. Not what I deserve, but what I trained.
Here's what's wild, though. Experts are breaking down how drug tests can reveal substances weeks after a fight. Tiny amounts can linger depending on the testing method. So this isn't necessarily straightforward cheating.
Tonight it was all about answering some questions, right? Did he really answer any? I don't know. I don't know. We got to see him go beyond 2 rounds, which was a bit different to recent fights. It extended to the 5th, and yeah, maybe he was tired at one point. I don't know. He didn't look tired when he knocked him out, did he? I mean, I think it was just a flawless performance from Moses Itauma, and he sent Jermaine Franklin packing, really. I mean, I saw Franklin was complaining afterwards as well, and the corner were complaining.
And get this, everyone who watched the fight is praising Itauma's technical brilliance. His defensive genius, distance management, and tactical mastery were on full display. Franklin couldn't land anything meaningful for 10 rounds.
He set up that knockout beautifully, man. He used his feints, he did invest to the body, straight left hands to the body. And as he went on, those kind of southpaw, Usekian feints, he started using them. Didn't get away from his jab, didn't get greedy. Itauma is a really good veteran. Well, excuse me. Franklin is a savvy veteran. He's a crafty veteran who we know went the distance with Joshua, bloodied Joshua's nose, gave him some fits, landed some good shots, and he really never landed anything of consequence on Itauma. Because Itauma's like, I mean, there was some Shakur-like stuff from Itauma as a southpaw with that good bounce.
The knockout itself was pure boxing artistry. Precision jabs, body shots, perfect feints, and flawless execution. Even seasoned observers were shocked at how quickly Itauma asserted dominance and finished Franklin.
They was like, oh, you know that if this was American soil, they wouldn't have stopped that fight, and like, you only got the victory because we're like in Britain. And I was like, brother, I said, like, I understand it's your fighter, but you're stealing credit from my victory. And not only that, if your fight would have got up, and then we had a bit of back and forth.
Itauma insists his victory came from weeks of discipline and strategic planning, not external factors. He's emphasizing the preparation and focus that went into that knockout. But can we separate the performance from the failed test?
Listen, there's everyone, like, it's a mixture between, that was a mismatch, and you can't have a build-up where people are going, oh, that's an interesting fight, and then he does that and everyone goes, it's a mismatch. We all knew that early on in the fight, there was every chance that that could happen. But I didn't expect even it to happen that quick. I thought Moses would stop him inside 3.
Critics tried claiming the stoppage only favored him because it happened in Britain. Itauma firmly rejects that notion, asserting his win was earned through skill alone. He's confident and owns every aspect of his performance. So here's the situation. We've got a fighter who delivered one of the smartest heavyweight performances in recent memory, dominated every round, and landed a picture-perfect knockout. But he also failed a drug test that's sending shockwaves through boxing. Can you separate the artistry from the controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the performance speaks for itself, or does the failed test taint everything? Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes. Subscribe for more shocking boxing revelations, and hit the bell because this story is far from over.